a video come across my YouTube homepage, which caught my eye because apparently Finster is now a member of the LGBT community. Personally, I figure I put him into, I'm using he, him because as far as I'm aware, those are his pronouns. He just likes to really present feminine. It was Joestar. I'll take your word on that one. But yeah, a fan channel of Finster's put out an 8-minute clip, I think. And well, we'll see where it goes. I know he has been supportive of LGBT subjects, let's go with, in the past. So does he actually fit into the rainbow himself? Personally, I kind of always thought so because he was gender non-conforming. And for me, that's enough towards like the trans side of the spectrum to be like, yeah, you're one of us.
So I stayed in Brighton.
Oh, wait. Boop. Turn up volume.
So I stayed in Brighton for a little bit, and I went to go see Wilbur Soot, because I think he's moving. I went briefly to go see Will for like an hour, if you guys know who Wilbur Soot is. He's this dude. He's a musician and YouTuber, and well, I think he's just a musician, but he's streamer, YouTuber. One of the just very, very big thing. I went to go to his...
You showed him quickly, but snack. I get it, I get it.
His house, it was really lovely. He got me a cup of tea, he was a nice guy. And, but as soon as Wilbur, one of the best people that I've met from doing YouTube, one of the nicest people I've ever met. And so, but I got to his house and I got out the Uber and I just went, "What's up, man?" And he went like, "You're American. What? You're American. You're like pronouncing your R's. Do you want a glass of water?" Do I sound that American, dude? Surely not. Okay, I need your opinion from either British people or Americans, actually. You sound like Schlatt. Don't ever fucking tell me that ever again. Ban that guy. Mods, kill that guy. Zealous Crow, ban him. I want him gone. I'm trying to see if I can get away. You don't sound remotely American. Hear me out.
Okay, I will say I personally do hear a non-American twang in his voice, but I can also see where people are coming from when they say, like, he does have a somewhat American accent. I mean, as he said, he does pronounce his R's a little more often than, well, Brits. Like, the stereotype against Brits is like, ka-o-wa-a. And hopefully you know what I just said, if you understand British.
Out here.
Yes, you're turning into a colonial. Open mouth smile.
Hear me out here. Do you think I could get away with saying that I'm an American that's lived in England for like a decade? Like, do you think I could get away with saying like, well, okay, here's my thing. I'm not gonna say like, okay, half of you are saying yes, half of you are saying no. I'm not gonna go to people and say like, yo, I'm from Minnesota. No one's gonna believe that. But like, could I tell a British person that doesn't know shit about American accents that I'm from like DC? Like, no one knows what a fucking DC accent, what fucking something, Washington DC accent sounds like.
I would think they wouldn't personally buy it because you do still, or Finn does still have the pretty influenced voice, so to speak. Living in there 10 years, I'm not sure how much that actually affects one's accent. I do think people's accents get a little less thick, or thinner, if you will, as they learn the other language better. They get better at enunciating, that kind of thing. But I don't know how well or how it would work with transitive properties of like an American goes and lives in England for a while. I don't know how much that would affect their accent. I would think it would change at least a little. Definitely their kids would grow up with that accent.
No one knows what that is. It just sounds, it's vaguely American.
Correct. Your open mouth smile.
I couldn't say I'm from Texas or California because people know what that sounds like. No one knows what someone from DC sounds like. No one. If you didn't say war,
I know what somebody from DC sounds like. We're going to get into that later on stream.
Oh, hold on. If you didn't say water, wait, no, yeah, water. Well, listen, if I.
At least you don't sound Australian.
Australian's a good accent. I'd be alright with sounding Australian. But then.
Mixed feelings, because, like, it is a good accent, and then there are times where it's just a really fucking funny accent. I'm sorry. It has an inherent comedic effect to it, at least for me. Maybe I'm just racist. Don't tell my Australian friends. But for real, I'm not genuinely biased against Australians. Maybe I am.
It's less cool than American. So you're from New England. DC is a single city and no one is actually from there. That's what I mean. No.
It's more that you sound like a Brit who has lived in the US for too long.
That's less cool.
Rather than the other way around.
That's cool. That's like being a traitor. I would say if you're from America and then you move to England, like it's got to be, you can't have gone back, you know? Because then it sounds lame, which is exactly what actually happened, but that sounds way lamer. What I should say is I'm from America and make up a whole new backstory. If I'm a stupid idiot from the UK, if you told me you're American, I'd probably be like, yeah, sure. Yeah. I could make up a whole new life.
Yeah. There's, in America, in England, in Canada, wherever, there's a lot of people that just don't really know, don't really care, don't put a lot of thought into it. And if you say something with confidence, they'll take you at your word. My channel is based off of that.
Life. I could just bullshit.
Your accent puts the trans in transatlantic.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god, the way that caught him, that was pretty good. What does this have to do with him being queer or part of the Alphabet Mafia? I want to know. And I'd rather not go through the entire video, but I mean, at least it's just a clip from a VOD. It's not like high effort content posting. I do like high effort content posting, don't get me wrong.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Is it just me or does Finn look more gay than usual? Okay, man. Jesus. I mean, is that bad? I mean, my skin's doing pretty well. I got good skincare recently, you know? Besides, like, one spot right fucking there that's annoying me, but...
Finn notices that spot. I honestly can't. All I see is jealousy. Dude looks so good. Like, I swear to God, a lot of conversations I've had in private regarding Finn when I'm talking to like other trans people, they're all like, I like him, but fuck him because he's so pretty and I'm jealous kind of thing. He got them lucky genetics. And he rocks it.
More than you being a boy, I have a hard time remembering you're British.
Really? Because people used to bitch about my British accent, that they didn't like it. And then people used to, and now people bitch about how I've got a strange half American, like I'm trying to be American for some reason.
Look at the camera straight. Sorry. Thought you were looking a little gay.
His chat's just
doing
bullying
my
him.
makeup every day genuinely got to me a little bit, chat. Like, when I got back from that work trip, from doing like shoots and stuff all the time, I woke up in the morning at like 7:30 and then just went like, oh, I have a routine to follow now. I did the puppy thing. As soon as I got back, puppy out, do his thing. And I went like back up. I immediately like unzipped my suitcase to get like clothes for the day. Didn't you come out as Ace this week? I don't know why the fuck people thought that was like a coming out. I have said that I'm Ace. I've said like,
Really? Huh. Literally. He might have addressed it before, but this is the literal first time I'm hearing Finn is Ace. Honestly, cool. Now I do kind of feel bad for all the people like horny posting and teasing. That kind of puts it into a little bit different perspective. Like, you can appreciate his aesthetic without, you know, pushing sexual desires onto him.
Like, oh, I just don't really. I think I've said like, oh, I don't have much of a sex drive, and then just like,
truly,
I'm a bit
you
ace.
can never look more
That's
gay
about
or
it.
less gay because you're peak hot/gram/dork, and such beauty is beyond any of the original 5 genders that were in Plato's Symposium.
I
True.
guess I can talk about that kind of openly. I don't really care about that. Like, you know, there was I fucking got relatable. What? I just don't really like how OF went ace. I know, right? Isn't it fun? It's not like okay, so
Right. Oh yeah. Like he made a OnlyFans, and before even posting a single picture, it became one of the biggest on OnlyFans. And I mean, there are a lot of people who will be like, oh, you do any form of sex work, therefore you can't be ace. And like, no, ace people can enjoy kink. They can enjoy the artistry of photography. They can appreciate the aesthetic of the human form. It's not always a sexual thing. But for most people, it's a sexual thing. We can't make any definitive claims regarding another person's sexuality, their identity, whatever. We can only take them at their word for it. And at the end of the day, it does not make a big difference one way or another how someone identifies. The big difference to me is, oh, how am I going to refer to this person? It's really it.
well, I think people kind of misunderstand the concept of being ace. I just don't really have an interest in like the thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a spectrum. Yeah. I just don't really have like I don't really care about fucking anyone. You know what I mean? This just doesn't really appeal. You know what I mean? I think anyone. So
Bondage is a good example between kinky and artistic. Yeah, absolutely. And shibari, where you use ropes to create like a harness on someone else. That in and of itself is also considered a form of artistry. Because like it takes a lot of skill to figure out how to tie somebody up in a harness. Hot lot? Yeah. But yeah, there are people that are like, sure, sex is fun and I enjoy having it. I just never really think about it. That, to me, still describes at least a form of asexuality. There can be people who are sex repulsed and just never want it, never think about it, and if it ever comes up in conversation, they are displeased, I will use. But yeah, like a lot of things, and bad you were thinking about Shibari? Oh, okay, yeah. But still, there is also people that appreciate like the leather harness aesthetic. It's just it inherently has like an air of power dominance to it, and some people just like the idea of that, just like the look of it. And some people are able to what's the word? They're able to take the image in their head that they're picturing, that they like the aesthetic of, and then convert that into one way or another into like a photo, a video, whatever. And then when it gets released, people enjoy it for whatever reasons they enjoy it. No matter how somebody enjoys whatever content is made, it doesn't change what the creator was thinking when they created that. And again, we can't read people's minds. We can only take them at their word unless proven a liar. And I haven't been shown Finn to be a liar over anything. He seems pretty on the up and up. He's pretty funny.
I don't know, but you still have like brain. You still got a brain. You can still have fantasies and shit. So I kind of just go based on like, for OF, just stuff that I like, you know, stuff that I'd like to see. But like I'm not thinking like,
Congrats
damn.
on officially joining the alphabet gang Ace King F1nn, the one letter people least expected for you.
I don't think.
Unironically true. It kind of surprised me to find out. It does kind of contextualize some other things, like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's been at least one collab between Finn and Cottontail VA, and she made him blush.
That's really a big deal. I guess it's not, right? Like, I just don't really care. Yeah. How's Ashley? Ashley's great. Ashley's like, I mean, I guess there is like a thing there, but you know, I'm still doing my thing.
Just
I don't want to get really
making
intimate
bread.
about us.
Now my house smells amazing.
I just don't really like. It's a weird identity to have. I don't know. I don't really feel like it's part of me as a being. I just don't really care. Like it's more. It's like, you know, like atheists and shit. Like, well, it's not like a belief system. It's just I don't do a thing that other people do. It's kind of that. I just don't. You guys all drink coffee and I don't, you know? That's it. I just don't really care. You know, I can drink coffee. It's just not like I'm not fucking hankering to drink coffee.
And ironically, a based way to think about it. Because a lot of people day to day don't think about it. They just understand how they perceive the world, how they interact with the world, sort of thing, and it does tend to lead to projection from people. Though a reasonable person would clear up the projection with a simple conversation. Ideally.
You know? I don't know. I never really thought about it as a big deal. Like, I've seen tons of creators just say like, you know, my sex drive's nothing crazy. I'm like everyone else, really. Just less. Sex positive. Sure. I don't know. I don't care. Is it weird to have an identity on the thing and just like, I don't care. It's like, I don't like it. It's not a thing.
There are some people that might be overly sensitive about it. Like, you're a part of this, you should be an advocate. No, you don't have to be an advocate for whatever. It is, if you want to engage with that, cool. If you don't want to engage with that and want to focus on other stuff because, well, that's where your passions lie, cool. Pursue your passions, especially regarding like content creation with streaming. If you're putting your all into something you don't really care about, you just feel obligated to talk about, you're not really going to be delivering a very satisfying project in the end. It may only see potential reach. Yeah, that's a thing. But when you do, you know, put effort into caring about the stuff you're producing, it does overall lead to people taking an interest. Like, there's a saying, what was the fucking movie? Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come. Typically, people will need, or people do like feeling attached to a sort of community, to have like a gathering spot for other people with similar interests. And you don't know who else has those similar interests unless you reach out in some way. For me, I've mentioned this once before on stream, I've hosted a cosplay picnic out in my local city, the greater area of it. I didn't expect people to show up for a Naruto cosplay picnic, but there were like 25 to 30 people that ended up coming out to the park, and we just hung out. Conversations were had. We played some games like Red Rover because we were all adults. It was a genuinely fun time. It's something I should really consider doing more in the future, honestly. I can't remember if that's related to this as a topic. And yes, Alexa, come, just like that.
thing that's especially interesting or worth talking about. It's a thing. I don't know. I just don't give a fuck about it. I'm also a 5'10".
My bed
Watching
caught
you.
on
Oh,
fire
God.
last night because my charging cable shorted out. Lamau.
My bed
How are
caught
you
on-
doing today, Mommy Finter?
My bed caught on fire last night because I'm a member of the A in the LGBT blah blah blah. That's why my bed caught on fire. Am I right, fellas? I didn't realize that was a thing that you had to come out about. Was I supposed to come out? Was I?
Well, technically, you coming out about it was the first time you had, well, mentioned it on stream. I don't think you necessarily need to have like a full coming out video. They do kind of help draw the eyes of people that care about that topic. So, I don't know. And there's a lot of people that do genuinely just enjoy their favorite creators, and they will sometimes go out of their way to try and find out fun facts about their creator. They want to feel more of a connection to them. I can't blame people for wanting to do that. It is pretty understandable. Humans are social creatures. We're the type to want to get along with everybody. We're a curious creature as well. We like finding new stuff, as it seems.
I supposed to tell people? Was that a thing? At what point do I go like, yo, I don't want it? Guys, I got this really big thing to tell you. I don't feel like fucking.
Hey Finn. It took me
What's the
years
di-
to
what's
figure
the
out
point?
that I'm a little weird compared to other people with the
Okay.
ace/demi spectrum. I'm way more weird about it than you, but the people around you are the ones who will find it much more significant.
I guess.
Okay, back to cooking.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, some people will have. It's definitely possible that the other people you tell may have more of an invested interest in, finding out. But personally, I think if people have a sort of invested interest in whether or not somebody's asexual, they might have underlying biases they might need to check out. Because, like, if somebody has a problem with Finn being ace, do you have a problem with the asexuality, or do you have a problem that you probably won't be able to sleep with him? I mean, I get wanting to. Trust me, I get it. But largely, don't try to sleep with your streamers. It's not going to happen.
It's like, I guess so. No, definitions of normal isn't normal. I guess not normal, like it is by definition rarer than, it's abnormal. But like, I don't know. It's like never, like, I get the thing, like, if you're gay or
I
something.
think the ace
Then
thing
sure.
surprised us
Not a
because
big
we
deal.
took it for granted that you're a pillow princess.
I'm not going to explain that joke. I'm not going to explain why that made me laugh. I'm just going to let Finn respond.
Say I don't do anything. Just say I don't really care. Like I'm more like a fantasy type of guy than real.
Fantasy, huh? Go on.
I can honestly respect that. The vibe I'm getting is Finn likes the idea of things sometimes, but it's not really on his mind most of the time, and he just doesn't really have a drive to pursue it physically. So, I mean, to me, that fits in the gray asexual demi spectrum, at least somewhere. But yeah, Ace is part of the Alphabet Mafia.
See, that's more interesting to talk about. See, that's more interesting to talk about, which is why I won't do it.
Ah, you baiter.
Yes, but he has an OnlyFans.
To be fair, I have seen other OnlyFans creators that have come out as like asexual. There have been sex workers that do that. And like there have been community discourse about it, but it's largely people getting mad over misunderstandings. Like, they hear the term asexual and they think that means you should always be repulsed by sex in any form. Is funky. Anyways, F1nn5ter is pretty pog. You should go subscribe to him if you don't already. And that was a clip fan channel of his. But yeah, respect to the asexual people. I'm Arrow. We stand together. You don't have to be a loud advocate if you don't want to. It doesn't need to be a defining character trait of yourself. It can just be a cliff note in your biography. It doesn't really make a big difference. But for a lot of queer people, it does put one's mind at ease to know that, oh, hey, this creator that I look up to, that I really enjoy their content, they're also at least partially a member of that community. So it helps feel a little more at home, so to speak, with your favorite creators. Come? Yeah, come. Exactly. Thanks for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Let me know in the comments why you think I'm wrong. Check out the community on Discord. And remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe. Just want to take a quick second and thank all the beeps that help support this channel through the membership. So, thank you, Joestar, Maxi Kitty, and JM.